the breathless world of your embrace, your little laugh and half surprise, the starlight gleaming in your eyes, remembering all those little things. All of a sudden my heart sings. All of a sudden my heart sings. When I remember little things, the way you dance and hold me tight, the way you kiss and say goodnight, the crazy things we say and do, the fun it is to be with you, the magic thrill that's in your touch. Oh darling, I love you so much. The secret way you hold my hand, to let me know you understand. The wind and rain upon your face, the breathless world of your embrace, your little laugh and half surprise, the starlight gleaming in your eyes, remembering all those things. All of a sudden, my heart sings.
Well, I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed that I set my sights on Monday and I got myself undressed. Now, I ain't ready for the altar, but I do agree there's times when a woman sure can be a friend of mine. Well, I keep on thinking about you, sister golden hair surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I've been one poor correspondent, and I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Will you meet me in the middle? Will you meet me in the air? Will you love me just a little, just enough to show you care? Well, I tried to fake it, I don't mind saying I just can't make it. Well, I keep on thinking about you, sister golden hair surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? Now I've been one poor correspondent, and I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Will you meet me in the middle? Will you meet me in the air? Will you love me just a little, just saying I just can't make it.
CFEP is 105.9, Seaside FM.
This is a Seaside FM News Update.
Seaside FM News brought to you by Parkland Retirement Living. Have you visited a Parkland near you? Now's the time to see it for yourself. Looking for independent, all-inclusive, or supportive living? Parkland has options to help you live your best life. Book a personalized tour or attend our Thursday open tours with a lifestyle consultant who can answer your questions. Visit experienceparkland.com.
It is 7 degrees at 6 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Daniel Briand with your Seaside FM News. A driver has been charged with stunting after being caught speeding near Fall River. Halifax Regional Police say the incident happened Tuesday around 3:30 p.m. on Highway 102, where officers recorded a vehicle traveling at 166 kilometers an hour in a 100 zone. A 20-year-old man was charged under Nova Scotia's stunting law, which applies when a vehicle is going more than 50 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. And tolls on the Halifax Harbour bridges will be removed earlier than planned. The provincial government says toll collection will end at 5 a.m. on March 17th, 2 weeks ahead of the original April 1st date. Halifax Harbour Bridges says work to remove toll plazas will begin soon. The McDonald Bridge will be closed on the weekends of March 14th and 21st for the process. Closure dates for the McKay Bridge have not yet been set, but early work is expected to start soon. Officials say they are working with contractors to ensure the transition is done safely and efficiently. Also, a Halifax massage therapist is facing a sexual assault charge. Police say they received a report in December about an alleged incident during a massage appointment. As a result of the investigation, a 43-year-old man has been charged with 1 count of sexual assault and is set to appear in court in April. Police are not sharing further details to protect the privacy of those involved. They also remind the public that there is no time limit for reporting sexual assaults and encourage anyone with concerns to come forward. And several people are facing charges after drug trafficking investigations in Nova Scotia. RCMP say officers carried out 4 searches between February 26th and 28th. The first took place at a home in Salmon River where police seized suspected fentanyl and 2 firearms. 2 men were arrested and charged with drug and weapon offenses. The next day, police searched 2 apartments in Digby, seizing drugs and cash. 3 men were arrested and charged with drug-related offenses. All those charged have been released and will appear in court at a later date. And now in Seaside FM Sports, a 9-game night in the NHL tonight, including the San Jose Sharks versus the Colorado Avalanche. The Winnipeg Jets play the Flyers, and the Oilers host the Montreal Canadiens. In the PWHL, the Toronto Scepters see Montreal. In some AUS hockey, 2 finals games are tonight. The women's matchup is St. Thomas versus St. FX, and the men sees SMU face Moncton. And finally, in the NBA, the main matchup is the Knicks against the Lakers. That's sports. Weather's next. Seaside FM News Time is 6:03.
Got a leaky basement or a big dig on your to-do list? Call Don from Rockbusters. We stop basement leaks fast, keeping your home dry, safe, and worry-free. And when it comes to excavation, we've got the tools, the team, and the know-how to handle any project. Call Rockbusters today at 902-499-8857. That's 902-499-8857 for a free estimate. Rockbusters, call Don and your water will be gone, and your excavation work will be done.
And your weather for tonight, rain at times heavy with a risk of thunder showers and temperature steady near 7. Tomorrow, rain ending in the morning, then cloudy with a chance of rain showers or flurries with temperatures falling to +2. In the night, cloudy with a chance of flurries and a low of -4. Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of -1. Overnight, cloudy periods and a low of -8. For weather at any time, you can visit our website at seasidefm.com. I'm Daniel Briand.
You've got a friend you can always turn to.
105.9 Seaside FM.
A good Thursday evening, everyone. Today's date is March the 6th, 2025. Welcome to Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen right here on 105.9 Seaside FM, your home for the best music. The following program is brought to you in the high-powered sounds of 105.9 Seaside FM in conjunction with...
My name is Charles Hsuen and I'm your host. December 21st, 1988. 1989. My name is Charles Hsuen. Welcome. 1990. And welcome to our second anniversary show.
My name is Charles Hsuen. Welcome.
April 3rd, 1994. And welcome to our 6th anniversary show.
My name is Charles Hsuen and welcome.
Today's date is October 18th, 2004.
Welcome to Charles' Tape Series.
Welcome to the JSC.
Welcome to an evening with Charles Hsuen.
Welcome to the Swing Arrangement with Charles Hsuen. CQHS Productions celebrating 36 years in broadcasting.
It's the wonderful song. Sounds wonderful. Radio.
A pleasant good evening to you all. I'm Charles Hsuen, and this is Evening Solitude. I bring you music until the program close. That's going to be down the line at 8 p.m. We are broadcasting to you live from our studios in the heart of Eastern Passage. If you're picking us up on local radio, it's frequency modulation station signal, 105.9 megahertz on your FM dial. Online at seasidefm.com. Bell Line Digital TV Channel 779, East Link Digital TV Channel 952. And you can pick us up on one of our streaming sites by watching and listening to us on our custom Facebook page on Facebook Live. The handle is at Charles Halifax Radio, or you can go to my personal Facebook page at Charles Hsuen if you want to search for that, and that's how you pronounce and spell Hsuen. Or you can go to YouTube Live and Twitch TV and search Charles Hsuen March 6 on any of those platforms, and you can go directly to that link. If you have an intelligent virtual assistant such as Siri, Alexa, or Google Home, ask it to play Seaside FM. And if you want to contact me, you can do it one of many ways, lifting up your phone, giving us a shout here at 902-469-6000, or message me on any messaging platform on a social media service and search Charles Hsuen and message me in real time, or email me at requests@seasidefm.com. A lot has happened in the world in the last week, and though I'm not going to be political in any way whatsoever, because we need to be very objective on the air, and this is not what this program is made of, I decided that for a very rare occasion, I'm going to have a theme for my program tonight. With the nationalism and the big momentum of Canada, I thought I might do a Made in Canada program tonight. And we're going to start things off with one of the biggest jazz vocalists in Canada, and that is Diana Krall, who is married to the great Elvis Costello. In 2001, she did a wonderful evening in Paris, France, with some legendary jazz musicians, including Ray Brown on bass and the great Klaus Ogerman doing the wonderful string orchestrations. We're going to be hearing one of my favorite tunes from this 2001 concert called Live in Paris, East of the Sun and West of the Moon. Nanaimo born Diana Krall to kick things off on our Made in Canada edition of Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen.
East of the sun and west of the moon, we'll build a dream house of love for you. close to the sun in the day and nearer to the moon at night. We'll live in a lovely way, dear, sharing our love in the pale moonlight, just you and I, forever and a day. Love will not die, we'll keep it that way. Up among the stars we'll find a harmony, a life to a lovely tune. East of the sun, west of the moon, dear. East of the sun and west of the moon. You and I, forever and day. Love will not die, we'll keep it that way. Up among the stars we'll find a harmony, a life to a lovely tune. East of the sun, Shabuga, my west of the moon. Dear, east of the sun, and west of the moon. west of the moon. Shoo-ba-da-dum-doo. Dee-ba-da-dum-dee. Shoo-ba-da-dee, shoo-ba-da-dee, shoo-ba-da-dee.
Now more accessible than ever, watch and listen to Evening Solitude on Twitter, Periscope, LinkedIn by typing Charles Hsuen. That's Hsuen.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Lama Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Just say the words and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. So come fly with me, let's fly away. Oh, come on and once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear all the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. You just say those words and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's so perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly, let's fly. Pack up, let's fly away.
It's hard to believe it's been 22 years since Michael Bublé debuted on the musical scene with the help of David Foster, and David Foster discovering him at Brian Mulroney's daughter's wedding. As Michael Bublé was from Burnaby, BC, he was a wedding singer at the time, and he signed on a contract. That was his self-titled album, Michael Bublé, on the Verve Records label. And I debuted it on a number of radio programs that I was on at the time, 22 years ago, and also played it heavily when I started this program here, Evening Solitude, in 2005. That was the original that was a Billy May arrangement. And then what we had was a update by the great and legendary Sammy Nestico. And that's what made Michael Bublé stand out, was his arrangements behind him. He was true to the material, and he really went and had a worldwide success to this very day. He is one of Canada's big treasures and legends, and he is going to be hosting the Junos in the upcoming couple of weeks here. Before that, we heard the great Diana Krall from Burnaby, BC. From Nanaimo, BC, and that was Brooks Bowman's composition "East of the Sun, West of the Moon," and that was backed up by the great Klaus Orgerman and his orchestra live in Paris in 2001. My name is Charles Hsuen, a special edition of Evening Solitude here, doing a Made in Canada. And we're going to play all Canadian artists. And we're going to continue on with Windsor, Nova Scotia-born Mike Murley, who is a dear friend as well as a legendary saxophonist, alumni to the Boss Brass. And he recorded a great album in 2006 called The Melody Lingers On. It was a CBC recording that was done at the Glenn Gould Studios. And everybody is a legend as far as a Canadian jazz legend on this recording, including Murley on saxophone, on guitar, the famous Reg Schwager, Steve Wallace on bass, Guido Basso on trumpet, Rick Wilkins on saxophone, Tara Davidson on sax, and the Glenn Gould Studio strings. This one comes from a 1960 Broadway production of Green Willow, starring the great and incomparable Anthony Perkins. And in that same year, Anthony Perkins was also a Broadway star and a movie star, doing the chilling lead role of in Psycho of Norman Bates, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. It was a shocking black and white motion picture that was released under the Universal label, and we are going to be hearing Never Will I Marry from Green Willow that Anthony Perkins debuted on Broadway by Mike Murley, who did the arrangements right here on Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen. Mike Murley, live at the CBC Glenn Gould Studios. That was the Melody Lingers On was the name of the album. Never Will I Marry, the name of the tune, debuted by the great Anthony Perkins from Green Willow on Broadway, and that was a Frank Lesser composition. My name is Charles Hsuen. This Made in Canada special edition of Evening Solitude. We're now going to give you your 3-day Metro Weather Call forecast, which is very Canadian, right here on Seaside FM.
What's with the temperature now? What's the high?
What's the low?
Your Metro Weather Call forecast for Halifax and the surrounding area for this March the 6th. Rain at times heavy, risk of thunder shower late in the evening and overnight, fog patches. Winds gusting up to 60 kilometers per hour, temperature steady near 7. On Friday, rain ending in the morning, then cloudy, a 60% chance of showers, with a 60% chance of flurries late in the afternoon. Winds gusting up to 50 in the morning, temperature falling to +2 in the afternoon. UV index reading at 1, which is in the low category. Friday night, low of -2, wind chill at -10 overnight. Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud, high of -1 and a low of -8. And that's the same for Sunday. That's your Metro Weather Call forecast for Halifax and the surrounding area. For more weather information, log on to seasidefm.com. Current temperature outside the studios of Seaside FM, Eastern Passage, Fisherman's Cove, and Shearwater. It is 6 degrees Celsius. The barometric pressure very low at 99.6 kilopascals and falling. Humidity is at 100%. And that's your Metro Weather Call forecast. And now a little business with you.
Seaside FM weather brought to you by Atlantic Tours and Travel, proudly showcasing the world for over 50 years. Our 2025 lineup includes tours to England and Wales, Ottawa's Tulip Festival, and Newfoundland and Labrador during iceberg season. See online at atlantictours.com. Tonight's programming on Seaside FM is brought to you in part by Liscombe Lodge. We've got some great news for you. New, bigger, and better experiences to enhance your luxurious and restful stay with us along Nova Scotia's beautiful eastern shore. Stay tuned for details coming your way throughout 2025.
Community Radio, Seaside FM.
Your lips were like a red and ruby chalice, warmer than the summer night. The clouds were like an alabaster palace, rising to a snowy height. Star its own aurora borealis, suddenly you held me tight. I could see the midnight sun. I can't explain the silver rain that found me, or was that a moonlit veil? The music of the universe around me, or was that a nightingale? And then your arms miraculously found me. Suddenly the sky turned pale. I could see the midnight sun. Was there ever such a night? It's a thrill I still don't quite believe. But after you were gone, there was still some stardust on my sleeve. The flame of it may dwindle to an ember, and the stars forget to shine. And we may see the meadow in December, I see white and crystalline. But oh my darling, always I'll remember when your lips were close to mine, and we saw the midnight sun. still don't quite believe. But after you were gone, there was still some stardust on my sleeve. The flame of it may dwindle to an ember, and the stars forget to shine. And we may see the meadow in December, icy white and crystalline. But oh my darling, always I'll remember when your lips were close to mine, and we saw the midnight sun, the midnight sun, the midnight sun.
Mississauga born Sophie Burkle-Sarbet, and that is Johnny Mercer's great song, Midnight Sun. I've mentioned many times before on this program, the Midnight Sun is done in a very complex key change, and so it goes on a chromatic scale up and down, and very challenging for a vocalist to be able to get the notes correctly on that, and Sophie Burkle-Sarbet does a very competent version of that recording. We're going to continue on sounds now with the Canadiana Suite, following in our theme of the Made in Canada. And that is, of course, our most famous Canadian pianist of all time, a legend, and who dominated the jazz charts for so many decades. I'm talking about Montreal-born Oscar Peterson. Came from a neighborhood called Place Saint-Henri. He did, in 1965, a double-header, the Night Train, as well as the album The Canadiana Suite, which is what we're going to be hearing. Recorded in New York on the 9th of September 1964. One of my favorite pieces of music was done for the province of Saskatchewan called Wheatland. It is known for all jazz circles, this entire suite that dedicates certain songs to the different provinces across Canada. And here is the original recording with Oscar Peterson on piano, Ray Brown on bass, and Ed Thigpen on drums. Here is Wheatland.
ballads, torch songs, and instrumentals to color your mood. This is Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen on Seaside FM.
Autumn in New York. Why must it be so inviting? It's autumn in New York. It spells the thrill of first nighting. Shimmering clouds and whispering crowds in canyons of steel. They're making me feel I'm home. It's autumn in New York. Why must it be so inviting? Autumn in New York. I'd love to live it again. Dreamers with empty hands may come from a far-off land for autumn in New York. I'd love to live it again. It's autumn in New York. It spells the thrill of first nighting. Autumn in New York. I'd love to live it again. Dreamers with empty hands may come from a far-off land for autumn in New York. I'd love to live it again.
Well, for those of you who are listening in and said, Charles, you're not being nationalistic enough because I thought you said that you were playing a Made in Canada program and I just heard Nat King Cole. Well, that was not Nat King Cole. That was actually the pianist that you heard in the previous track. That was Oscar Peterson singing Autumn in New York in the vocal styling of Oscar Peterson. Oscar Peterson was very good friends with Nat King Cole. And they compared each other's voices. And Nat King Cole had joked that if he ever died, Oscar Peterson could always replace him because they sounded so similar. Because Nat King Cole never sang Autumn in New York. I heard this on the radio one time, and I said, there isn't anything in the catalog with Nat King Cole doing a studio version of Autumn in New York. And then sure enough, it took me years to crack the puzzle that it was actually Oscar Peterson singing that song. Oscar Peterson. And before that, we heard Oscar Peterson on the Canadiana Suite from 1964 in Wheatland, a tribute to the province of Saskatchewan. My name is Charles Hsuen. This is an all-Canadian, made-in-Canada program of Evening Solitude here, and we hope that you are enjoying some of the stylings. We heard Autumn in New York being sung. I am now going to be playing Autumn in New York, played in an extensive arrangement. This one coming from 1983, from an album called Atris de Porta. And this is the same orchestra that plays me in every hour and at the beginning of the program, Rob McConnell and the Boss Brass. This is a very rare album that was not widely released because it was on an MCA label that was a subsidiary, and you had to pay an import because it came from France. It has been available digitally, and we're going to be hearing the great Jerry Toth do a wonderful solo on this, a saxophone solo on Autumn in New York. Here is Rob McConnell in a 7-minute and 12-second version of this great song. The legendary Jerry Toth on tenor saxophone. That was from the album Atras de Porta. That was the very first time that I ever heard the song Autumn in New York. I didn't hear Sinatra's first. It was that version, and knew every note. If you can watch it on video and saw my streaming, I love the backing of the full orchestra, which is a tight orchestra under the helmship of Rob McConnell and the Boss Brass. And his arranged stylings made him a Canadian legend on the mark in the map with jazz orchestras around the world with his very unique arranging. Autumn in New York. My name is Charles Hsuen. This is Evening Solitude. It is 56 minutes past 6 p.m., 4 to the top of the hour. Don Gauthier is listening to us and said that he enjoyed Guy Lombardo and the Royal Canadians, and he loved the track Enjoy Yourself. And he played this on a gramophone back in the early 1980s, where I think I met him as a young kid at the Eaton's department store during the Timothy days at Eaton Center, and he played this on the gramophone. This one comes from 1949. Here is Enjoy Yourself. It's later than you think. Guy Lombardo and the Royal Canadians, right here for Don Gauthier on Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen.
You work and work for years and years, you're always on the go. You never take a minute off, too busy making dough. Someday you say you'll have your fun when you're a millionaire. Imagine all the fun you'll have in your old rocking chair.
Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. The years go by as quickly as a wink. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think.
You're gonna take that ocean trip, no matter come what may. You've got your reservations made, but you just can't get away. Next year for sure you'll see the world, you'll really get around. But how far can you travel when you're 6 feet underground? Your heart of hearts, your dream of dreams, your ravishing brunette. She's left you and she's now become somebody else's pet. Lay down that gun, don't try, my friend, to reach the great beyond. You'll have more fun by reaching for a redhead or a blonde.
Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. The years go by as quickly as a wink. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think.
You never go to nightclubs and you just don't care to dance. You don't have time for silly things like moonlight and romance. You only think of dollar bills tied neatly in a stack. But when you kiss a dollar bill, it doesn't kiss you back.
Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. The years go by as quickly as a wink. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think.
So for Don Gauthier, that was Enjoy Yourself. Guy Lombardo and the Royal Canadians. I have one last piece of music to play for you on this hour, and that is from Canadian singer Kenny Coleman from Vancouver. Kenny Coleman did not make it big in as far as superstardom was concerned. But he kept at it with singing over the years, and many artists said that he was a phenomenal vocalist. There's a great documentary that's out there that was done by his son called Chase Coleman, who is a real estate agent in California. He did a tribute to his dad. It's a wonderful documentary showing whatever footage that they had on Kenny Coleman. And in 1994, Kenny Coleman did an album with the London Philharmonic Orchestra with the great Henry Mancini and Johnny Mercer composition, The Days of Wine and Roses. This is a great arrangement. The Days of Wine and Roses was a motion picture starring Lee Remick and Jack Lemmon in 1962 about the effects of alcoholism. I saw a clip actually the other day of Jack Lemmon in an interview on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson talking about this very, very effective scene where Jack Lemmon, who is on a drinking binge, he stashed the bottle in this nursery that was his father's-in-law's, and he went and gave a very staggering performance of trying to search for this bottle. And the anecdote is that after doing this, and he was all very proud of himself because they spent an entire day filming this one scene where they really had to, there was a lot of energy and emotional energy that had to go. The next day they were going to see the rushes, and the director came to him, who was Blake Edwards, and said, with a very long face, and said, they messed the print up in the lab and we have to do it all over again. And so Jack Lemmon was very regretted because he didn't know whether or not the first performance or the performance that made in the film was actually as good. I digress. Here is Kenny Coleman and The Days of Wine and Roses with the London Philharmonic Orchestra.
The days of wine and roses, laugh and run away like a child at play through the meadowland toward a closing door, a door marked nevermore that wasn't there before. Lonely night discloses just a passing breeze filled with memories of the golden smile that introduced me to the days of wine and roses and you. Just a passing breeze filled with memories of the golden smile that introduced me to the days of wine and roses and you.
We are CFEP, but you know us as 105.9 Seaside FM, your home for the best music from yesterday and today.
We're back for the second of 2 hours right here, a little bit late, about 7 minutes late here on the second hour. And because we played a little bit of Kenny Coleman with the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and that was The Days of Wine and Roses, a great rendition of that. And again, if you have a chance, please watch the documentary. I think it's on CBC Gem and YouTube. It's called Cool Daddy, and it is directed and produced by his son, Chase Coleman, and about the great legend of vocals in Canada, who never quite made it as a superstar, but was a big, big hit in the Vancouver scene and Las Vegas scene. We're going to hear another live performance for another documentary that was put out by Barry Average and his film company. This was called Oscar Peterson Black and White. It was done just a couple of years ago. And I remember also hosting it at a TD Halifax Jazz film event at the Halifax Public Library. One of the big renditions, this is an uncut performance, is Jackie Richardson, who's a great Toronto vocalist and actress, who does a rendition of the song Hymn to Freedom, which is what Oscar Peterson had composed for his other legendary album that we did not hear earlier, called Night Train. And Hymn to Freedom came at a time when civil rights was a big thing in the United States, with Lyndon Johnson passing the Civil Rights Bill and the Voting Rights Bill in 64 and 65, I believe. And she sings this along with the great pianist Robbie Botosh. So this is a Canadian legendary piece of music done by two great artists. And this is a great rendition of this great, significant piece in Canadian music. Here is Oscar Peterson's Hymn to Freedom.
Oscar Peterson. We consider him our Canadian ambassador of music, but we know that the world claimed Oscar as its own. He left us a great gift and wealth of music, but I think that one of his greatest gifts was an anthem that he wrote with his friend Harriet Hamilton, a song entitled Hymn to Freedom. And may it help us get through these troubled times. Where every heart joins every heart, together yearn for liberty. That's when we'll be free.
when every hand joins every hand together, mold our destiny. That's when we'll be free. Any hour, any day. The time soon will come when man will live in dignity. That is when we will be free. Oh, and when every man comes along and joins in our song, then together we will sing in harmony. That's when we'll be free. Yeah.
I've got goosebumps. Do you? That is the incomparable Jackie Richardson with the great Robbie Botosh on piano, and just accompanied by another great jazz icon, Dave Young on bass, and on drums, the great Larnell Lewis from Snarky Puppy. That is the Hymn to Freedom, the civil rights anthem written by the great and legendary Oscar Peterson from the black and white documentary that is now streaming on Crave and Hulu in the United States. An incredible performance. I remember seeing Jackie Richardson in a live-to-air concert, and they had John Pizzarelli and Jessica Molaski in there, and they didn't know Jackie Richardson. She came in with Robbie Botosh and did that thing and did that rendition of that song, and all they could just, they were speechless afterwards. They just went, all they could say was, whoa, because it was just an incredible magnetic performance that brings down the house. My name is Charles Hsuen, and this is Evening Solitude, and this is a special Made in Canada rendition or edition of this program. We're going to continue on sounds with Steppin' Out With My Baby. This is Matt Dusk and Lou Pamonte in his brand new single, because Matt Dusk is touring the country with a tribute to the great and legendary Tony Bennett. Here is the newest single from Matt Dusk.
Stepping out with my baby, can't go wrong, 'cause I'm in right. It's for sure, not for maybe, that I'm all dressed up tonight. Stepping out with my honey, can't be bad to feel so good. Never felt quite so sunny that I keep on knocking wood. There'll be smooth sailing, 'cause I'm trimming my sails with my top hat and my white tie and my tails. Stepping out with my baby, can't go wrong, 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be? The big day may be tonight. If I seem to scintillate, it's because I've got a date with a package of the good things that come with love. You don't have to ask me, I won't waste your time. But if you should ask me why I feel sublime, I'm trimming my sails with my top hat and my white tie and my tails. Stepping out with my baby, can't go wrong, 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will that day be? The big day may be tonight.
To you, the Great American Songbook from the 20th century and beyond. You're listening to Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen on Seaside FM.
Now, my dear friend Susie Aioli from Montreal, here's Spring with Don Thompson.
I'm not nuts about spring. I'm not nuts about birds on the wing. What's there to sing about if he's not nuts about me? I'll go out on a limb. I'll admit that I'm mad about him, but I can't be glad about him if he's not glad about me. So much talk about let's go walking outside, smell that fresh air. Some big stupid loud, that's what spring's about. It's idiotic, a stupid topic. I'm not nuts about springtime, not so nuts about leaves on a vine. I've got a guy I can't call mine, 'cause he's not nuts about me. Talk about let's go walking outside, smell that fresh air. Some big stupid loud, that's what spring's about. It's idiotic, a stupid topic. I'm not nuts about springtime, not so nuts about leaves on a vine. I've got a guy I can't call mine, 'cause he's not nuts about, doesn't care about, he's not nuts about me.
destined lover you'll discover in a frightening flash. So keep your heart awake both night and day, because the meeting may be fleeting as a lightning flash, and you don't want to let it slip away. Watching the sun come up or counting your money,
or else in a dim cafe you're ordering wine.
there's only there she is, you won't know where she is. And this could be the start of something fun.
This could be the heart of something fun. This could be the start of something fun.
From an extremely rare LP, That was from the album Fallen. That was the Billy Van Singers, recorded on the 2nd of June, 1969, with Steve Allen's theme song and composition. This could be the start of something big. Do you remember Billy Van? Billy Van was one of the panelists in Party Game, which was on the CBC nationally, and I think it hailed out of CHCH television in Hamilton, Channel 11. Also, Billy Van was famous, for all you youngsters out there, for starring in many roles in the hilarious House of Frightenstein. And that was another CHCH television production with the legendary Vincent Price doing the monologues. And it became sort of an iconic Canadian television program. Way early on a Saturday morning, you would watch episodes of this great hokey television show that was produced in Canada. Well, that was Billy Van, and that came from the crazy mind of Billy Van. Before that, we heard sounds by Susie Arioli, and that was Don Thompson and his orchestra backing Susie Arioli up in her album that she recorded just a few years back in 2015. I can't believe it's 10 years already. That was Spring, and we hope that spring is just around the corner. And for those of you who are and loving the sunlight, you will get that extra hour of sunlight this Saturday, I guess Sunday morning at 2 a.m., where we all lose an extra hour of sleep. Oh, well. And then before that, we heard Matt Dusk doing his tribute to Tony Bennett, and that was the great song Steppin' Out with My Baby that brought Tony Bennett back. My name is Charles Hsuen, and this is Evening Solitude. I'm going to fulfill another request, this one coming from Mary Patterson, who had and knew this gentleman very well. His name was Bucky Adams, and this came from 1976 from an album entitled Bucky Adams and Basin Street at the Privateer's Warehouse in Dartmouth. And it has a number of great musicians here who's still with us, including the great piano player Gordon Fader, who's a dear friend of mine, Tom Gibson on drums and percussion vocals, and we have other musicians, including Gary Proud on bass, and arrangements by Gordon Fader and Bucky Adams. This was, I have the album on this, but today, just doing a lot of searching around, I found this great site called citizenfreak.com, which actually has the entire Canadian Music Museum, and it has all of these tracks that you can actually listen to. So here is their version of Basin Street Blues, and here is Bucky Adams, sounded from Mary Patterson, right here on Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen.
Won't you come along with me? Along that Mississippi. Yeah, you'll see the place where the folks all meet. Heaven on earth, they call it Basin Street. Come along with me. Along that big Mississippi. You'll see the place where the folks all meet. Heaven on earth, they call it Basin Street. Basin Street is that street where dark and light, yeah, always meet. In New Orleans, the land of dreams, you'll never know how nice it seems or just how much it really means. Glad to be, yes, sirree. Well, welcome street, yes, welcomes me. And where I can lose, yeah, my Basin Street blues.
Mr. Moon will be my guide. In your blue, blue shadows, I would hide. Oh, good people asleep tonight. I'm all by myself in your silver light. I would gaze at your face the whole night through. I go out of my mind, but for you, I go out of my mind, but for you. Lying in a mother's arms, the primal root of a woman's charms. I'm a stranger to the sun, my eyes are too weak. How cold is a heart when it's warmth that it seeks? You watch every night, you don't care what I do. I go out of my mind, but for you, I go out of my mind, but for you. My mistress eyes are nothing like the sun. My hunger for her explains everything I've done. To howl at the moon the whole night through, and they really don't care if I do. I go out of my mind, but for you.
From the album Femoir. That is my dear friend Karen Mayette, who used to be here in Halifax and now is a Montrealer and tearing up the Montreal scene. That was Sister Moon, Karen Mayette, who we've played many times before on this program. Before that, Bucky Adams and Basin Street Blues at the Privateer's Warehouse in 1976 in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And that is from the album Bucky Adams and Basin Street. We're now going to be hearing sounds of more from Montreal. This one from John LaBelle, sent out for Jean Robert, who is back from California, who was listening to us last week from there. And this is one of my favorite pieces of music, a tribute to Montreal, the theme for Montreal by John LaBelle from 1997. And here it is.
There's a place that I call home in Montreal. Never dreamed till I left home I'd miss her call. But when it's winter time and green is all I see, then I'd give the world to be at Place Ville-Marie. There's a bar on Saint Denis, that's where I wanna be. Sipping cocktails, feeling oh so fancy free.
Keep your Manhattan, keep your Carnegie Hall. Just give me a night in good old Montreal. Sunday shopping underground, from store to store. Bennett playing Place des Arts. Who could ask for more? Root for the Expos, hear the MSO. There's 1,000 places where we could go. I love you, je t'aime beaucoup. It works either way. Montreal's an ideal place for lovers at play. Ride down the mountainside, why not do it all? Just give me a night in good old Montreal. Let's hear some jazz or watch the skies explode. Montreal in summertime's a treat for young and old. She's quite an island, summer, winter, spring or fall. Plane or boat or jet, there you are sure to have a ball. I love you, je t'aime beaucoup. It works either way. Montreal's my kind of town. I'm here to stay. Keep your Manhattan, keep your Carnegie Hall. Just give me a night in good old Montreal. Why not give me a night? Good old Montreal.
Broadcasting live and direct to you from the heart of Eastern Passage. This is Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen on Seaside FM.
A shadow crossed the blue Miami sky as we hit the causeway by the big hotels. We fought, now I can't remember why. After all the words were said and tears were done, we vowed we'd never say goodbye. When we kissed, we could hear the sound of thunder as we watched the regulars rush the big hotels. We kissed again, the shower swept the Florida shore. You opened your umbrella and we walked between the raindrops back to your door. We walked between the raindrops back to your door. In my dreams, I can hear the sound of thunder. I can see the causeway by the big hotels. That happy day door. We'll walk between the raindrops, between the raindrops. Walk between the raindrops back to your door.
Hey, lovely Heather Bambrick from the album Fine State. Heather Bambrick, the host of Jazz.fm's morning show, The Heather Bambrick Show. And she did Walk Between the Raindrops, which was a Donald Fagen composition and song that he sang for his classic 1982 album, all-digital album, the very first all-digital album, called Nightfly. Donald Fagen, of course, one part of two of the great group Steely Dan. I got to see Donald Fagen a couple years ago in New York City, actually in New Jersey, where he is from. And boy, was it ever an exciting concert to see him in his hometown with his home audience. It was like nothing I have ever seen before as far as true Steely Dan fans. Before that, we heard John LaBelle from 1997, set up for Jean Robert. And that was Song for Montreal, and a great anthem that he sang for that great city. My name is Charles Hsuen, in this all-Canadian, made-in-Canada program of Evening Solitude. We're coming down to the last 19 and a half minutes, or 18 and a half minutes to the top of the hour. We're going to continue on with Canadian-born Gil Evans, who was famous for doing a lot of arranging and as well as orchestrations, had a great orchestra, and in 2012 came out with an album called Centennial. This was his 100th birthday. Ryan Truesdell found a number of newly discovered works of Gil Evans. And here is the classic song, How About You, done in the Gil Evans style and arranging by the man himself. Let's have a listen.
Hear the crooners, the big bands, the small groups, and more. You're listening to Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen right here on 105.9 Seaside FM, the home of good music.
My apologies, we got cut off there. And that was my mistake, and I can't actually reset it, unfortunately. So that was actually Phil Nimmons in 9+6. That was Watch Out for the Little People, a truncated version. I apologize for that. Before that, that was Ryan Truesdale and his orchestra, and that is Gil Evans' arrangement of How About You? And that was a great composition that was arranged by Gil Evans and newly discovered for his 100th birthday. A really wonderful arrangement of that. Here is the great Richie Cole backing up Maria Ho from Vancouver. And here she does Rare Silk's New York Afternoon.
Grooving on a New York afternoon. Grooving on a New York afternoon. I am grooving on a New York afternoon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are grooving on a New York afternoon. On a Sunday, went to the city hoping this will be the one day. New York afternoon, took the subway, went to the village Chinatown, walked down Broadway. On a day in June, strolling through the park, what a lovely feeling. Then I looked at you and my heart began a reeling. This is our day. Here in Manhattan, everyone is part of our play. New York afternoon. Walked through the art show in Washington Square. Heard some jazz on the Lower East Side. We'll remember when skies are gray and snow's falling in December. 'Twas a New York afternoon. Those are the rules you find New Yorkers do share. Maybe true or not, but they say when you're in New York, you've gone nowhere. All that I know is giving up its memories to share. I've got to get back soon. Watching the sunset across Central Park as the skyline glows like a jewel, just like a jewel. My love has come, starting on a New York afternoon. My love has come, starting on a New York afternoon. My love has come, starting on a New York afternoon. My love has come, starting on a New York afternoon. Our love has come, starting on a New York afternoon. Our love has come, starting on a New York afternoon. Moving on a New York afternoon. Moving on a New York afternoon.
Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Bing Crosby, and the great artists of the 20th century. Broadcasting to you live from the heart of Eastern Passage, this is Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen.
I wish I was sober before you came over, but you know that this is making me nervous. I'm drunk in a cafe, you're drinking a latte, and I haven't slept a wink waiting for this date with you. Do you feel it too? You give me a cookie, there's crumbs all up on me, and there's lipstick on the tip of my nose. You're staring at me like I'm under the spotlight. The sweat is dripping down to my toes. Enjoy the view on this date with you. I just wanna dance under the lights of this coffee shop. If you just hold my hand, we'll spin round the tables till we both fall down and stop. Oh, I wish this night would never end. Oh, tipsy and wired, feeling inspired to tell you about my Barbie collection. They're all mint in box, and I have one that talks. It feels so good to tell you my secrets. Got a few on this date with you. Yeah, I just wanna dance under the lights of this coffee shop. If you just hold my hand, we'll spin round the tables till we both fall down and stop. Oh, I wish this night would never end. Oh, tell me that I'm everything you dreamed. Tell me you could see us on the silver screen. Part of you is thinking that I'm crazy, but I'm crazy over you. I just want to dance under the lights of this coffee shop. If you just hold my hand, we'll spin round the tables till we both fall down. And I just wanna dance under the lights of this coffee shop. If you just hold my hand, we'll spin round the tables till we both fall down and stop. Oh, I wish this night would never end.
from her 2016 album. That was Barbara Lika with I'm Still Learning. That's Coffee Shop, which was the first track. I remember interviewing Barbara, and she told me that this song was actually inspired by a very failed date that she had in a coffee shop. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up for our program. I'll be back again next week, same time, same station, with another edition of Evening Solitude. I want you to thank each and every one of you for joining me in this Made for Canada or Made in Canada program that we have. We all must stick together. Till I speak with you again, I'm Charles Hsuen. Thank you for letting me broadcast for you. Good night, everyone.